Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Xbox One video. So, there have been quite a few questions about Xbox Live parties and how they work on Xbox One, and specifically how game invites work. I admit they can be a little confusing. The new system does take some getting used to, but once you get your head around it, it's not so bad. So, I'm going to start with the basics, kind of forming parties and a few things you might want to know, and then we're going to jump onto kind of game-specific invites and how they work. So, starting off, if you want to form a party, then you can do this manually or you can use Connect. So you can say Xbox Snap Party, and it'll bring up the party app at the side, and if you're not in one, then you can follow through the steps to kind of set one up. So you basically just go start party, invite friends, and then once they're invited, bear in mind that parties by default will have game chat enabled, so you then want to go over and click turn on party chat, at which point you'll then be in party chat. And then from there, you're obviously in your party. You can then hide it if you want to. You can say Xbox unsnap. That will then hide in the background, and you can go back about your business, start your game, do whatever you want. However, if you don't want to talk using party chat, you can actually use Skype. Now, this is slightly different to how it was previously shown. This isn't me showing you how to snap Skype. What you can actually do is make a Skype call, and then that will be the default chat method for your party. So if you, from here, you go Xbox, go to Skype, or you just launch it from the app screen, whatever you want to do. Then if you go and set up a new call, and what you want to do beforehand, you want to go to your party and turn off party chat because you won't need that. But then if you jump back over to Skype and then you set up a call, you can invite multiple people if you want to. You can have kind of a conference call. But if you invite one person, then once they have been invited, you'll see that if you look at the party thing on the right, the sort of block where it says turn on party chat will then be switched to say in a Skype call, at which point you are now still in your party, but you are speaking through Skype. So this is slightly different to kind of when you've sort of seen demos of people snapping Skype. This is just still a party snap, but with Skype running through it. So that is kind of the basics for setting up parties and kind of getting things ready to go. So now that you've got your party set and you've got your kind of chosen chat method, we're now going to jump over to kind of game-specific invites. Now, obviously, it does vary from game to game, and I don't have all the games, so I can't kind of systematically go through and say this is how you do it in every single game, but I will show you with a few different ones that I've got, because it does kind of have a slightly different version depending on what you go into. So I'm going to show you Dead Rising 3 first, and how game invites work for that. Then I'm going to jump over to Forza Motorsport 5 and show you how that works, and then I'm going to jump into Killer Instinct. And hopefully by showing you sort of those three different games, it'll at least give you an idea of sort of how parties work, and then you can use that and apply that to different games. So first, if we jump into Dead Rising 3. Now this one, what you need to do, it's not like, you won't go to the start menu and sort of set up a party. What you do is one of you will have to load into single player first, so you continue your story, and then when you're in a party, you then bring up the start menu, scroll down to invite party to a game, and then whoever is in your party will get an invite. They can then join, and they will join your game. Now, if this menu or this option doesn't appear, because this happened to me the very first time I played the game, if this option doesn't appear, then what you need to do is basically just disband your party, set up a new party while you're in game, and then that will pop up. But then once your friend has accepted their invite, they will then spawn into the game, and then that's that. I also happened to fail this quest as soon as my friend spawned in, but that has nothing to do with him joining, that was just coincidental. Anyway, so that is how you join in Dead Rising 3. So that is quite simply, you use the in-game menu to join versus kind of using the party menu. Now let's jump over to Forza Motorsport 5. Now the first thing you need to notice is beforehand, before we get into the invite system, is that when I was playing Dead Rising 3, because me and 269 were playing, if you bring up the party up at the side, you'll see that it's denoted as a Dead Rising 3 party. Whereas when I go into Forza 5, what it's now going to do is when I go and send an invite or try to set up a multiplayer mode, it's going to say to me, do you want to change this party, or the party game, to Forza Motorsport 5? So it will then make it a tailored kind of Forza Motorsport 5 party. From there, it then makes sort of invites and things a lot easier. So I obviously said yes. So obviously, if you look at the side now, you'll see that it flicked over from Dead Rising 3 to Forza Motorsport 5. I'm then going to go and invite my other friend as well, who's got some more progress. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily set up a private game. Now from here, this is the interesting thing. I don't actually have to invite anyone manually, because by having the party set up and having people in the party, if you are one of the members of the party, you will then see on your screen in the bottom left that you are now able to join my game, and you can press the menu button and then it will give you the option to join my game. Now I'm going to switch screens for a second so you can see what it looks like from the other side. My friend is currently hosting the game, and you'll see that if you look now, in the bottom left hand corner of my screen, it says join party game. So basically, if you are the party host and you set up a party, you're in the lobby, then everyone else in your party should be seeing this in the corner, and that is how they join. You don't have to send them an invite. Simply by being in the party, they will have an invite automatically. Now, the other way to do this, if they are not in your party and you haven't even got a party set up, then you set up a custom game, as I have done now, or a private game, and you go to the options and you go invite friend, you select your friend, and then they will then receive an invite and it will automatically set up a party for you. So that way, even if you don't have a party, it will create one for you and then it will send through the respective invites. But if you are in a party, there's no need to go to that menu and say invite friends because they will already have that invite. So, if you're still with me, then let's jump over to Killer Instinct. This is the final one. This again works slightly differently. So, the first thing you'll notice again, when I jump into Killer Instinct, bear in mind that this is currently a Forza Motorsport 5 party. You then need to jump over to, it will then give me the same prompt it did before. It will say, do you want to make this a Killer Instinct party? And I said yes. And then from there, I can then go through to the exhibition match, I can host a match, and then a similar thing will happen. By setting up the match myself, I'm going to host it. My friend will then get an invite on his screen, which will basically, when he boots up Killer Instinct, it will say, do you want to play, or do you want to join this game? And then he can then accept it. Now again, I'm going to switch over to the screen so you can see it from the other side. I've had my friend host the party for me, or host the game for me. So you can see this is the option that you would see were you one of the kind of party people that wasn't the leader. And then from there, I quite simply accept it. It pulls me into the lobby, and then that's that. Now bear in mind there was that message at the beginning that said, because obviously Killer Instinct only supports, it doesn't have a kind of Street Fighter-esque lobby, it's just got a kind of 1v1, so it did give me this prompt saying that Killer Instinct only supports 2 players, or sort of in a party, so it means that if I do set this party up and I go forward, then not everyone in my party will be able to be included in this. That's fine, I can just press A, OK, go through and continue playing. But once again, you see that from here, I didn't actually have to send a physical invite. Purely by having my friend in the party, they are then pulled into it, or given the option to be pulled into it, and then it pairs them up. So effectively, what they're trying to do with the new party system is kind of remove the kind of unnecessary steps. Now, this might kind of seem a little bit odd at first. You might think to yourself, this is a bit restrictive, but it's not really, because when you break down the original kind of dashboard, or the original kind of Xbox invite system, and you think about it logically, you realise that typically if you set up a party, it's because you all want to play one particular game. This doesn't stop you from playing different games. You've still got cross-game chat, it's all still there, but typically, you'd set up a game, you set up a party, and you'd all be playing sort of the same game. You might have one person in a separate party, but primarily you'll be sitting there playing the same game. So what they're doing by having this is they assume that when you jump in, the bulk of your party will be wanting to play the similar game. So by setting the party type to that game, you then no longer need to invite people. All you need to do is be in the game, and you then already have kind of a passageway to jump in and join your friends. So just to give you a quick recap of the way you need to think about things when you're setting up your party. Primarily, if you're going to launch a game or you're going to play a game with your friends, just set up a party first, or or in the game, doesn't really matter when you do it. Set up a party, invite your friends, and then when you're in the game, that party will then change to that game type, and then by default, everything will be ready to go. Sometimes you'll have an in-game option, like you saw in Dead Rising 3, where you just go to the menu and say invite friends, and it will then just send a party-wide invite. Alternatively, there will be some games like Forza and Killer Instinct where you don't even need to send a party invite. Purely by both being in the game, the person that is hosting the lobby will then have an invite automatically sent to the rest of the people in the party. So if you're finding yourself kind of rooting around for an invite button and there isn't one, then the way you need to think about it is, okay, let me set up a party, and then there'll probably be kind of like an automatic invite. And if there is an invite button, then click away and enjoy. But that is pretty much it for party system now. Hopefully you found this helpful, hopefully it wasn't a bit too confusing, and hopefully you got something out of it. If you do have any questions, then by all means drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. But hopefully I covered everything you needed in this. If you did enjoy this and you did find it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, show your support, hit that like button, it does really help me out. And don't forget to subscribe for all that next gen coverage. Also, don't forget to stay tuned to the Arekkz Gaming Facebook and Twitter page for all your updates throughout the week. And keep it locked to Arekkz Gaming for all your next gen coverage. But thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.